If you're a busy person who wants to lose weight without crazy fad diets or complex meal preps that take 17 hours to make, then you can copy this exact meal plan and it'll make it way easier for you. This is the same structure that all of our clients follow to lose anywhere from 5 to 50 kilos and keep it off. I'm gonna make the full plan now and show you how to easily increase or decrease the calories to suit your needs as well. So we're kicking off with a super simple high protein mixed berry and peanut butter smoothie. Honestly, this tastes bomb. It is 38 grams of protein, 353 calories. So we started with 250 mils of skim milk. Then we're going 150 grams of mixed berries. You can get any brand. We just went to Woolies before, grab this. You could also change the fruit and it'll barely change the calories. So if you want to do like 150 grams of mango, 150 grams of blueberries, it will be very similar. Now you can, hold up, let me just concentrate. So cool, spill shit everywhere, nice. You can meal prep these, but to be honest, because they're so fast, so it's gonna take you 60 seconds each morning. Personally, I'd just make it before I ran out the door. So if you've got to go to work early or maybe head to the gym, throw it in your bag, drink it after, drink it on the way to work, whatever floats your boat, you'll be good to go. So 150 grams of berries, 1 scoop of whey protein. I'd recommend using some kind of vanilla flavor. I'm just using this one, vanilla maple, but like I say, no brand affiliations over here. So get whatever protein floats your boat. I would just make sure it's either a whey protein isolate or whey protein concentrate, which like this one's a mix of the two. 1 scoop, which is about 30 grams. We'll go on 15 grams of peanut butter. Easiest way to get this accurate is pop the actual peanut butter on the scale and then let me grab a little spoon skis, zero it out, and then we're just gonna scoop out 15 grams, or 14, we're missing a gram of peanut butter. Oh, 13, what's going on here? So I'm gonna whack that in there, and then that's it. You can do like a handful of ice if you like it real thick, but to be honest, because these berries are frozen, I reckon we should be sweet. So whack this on and Bob's your uncle. Give it a little mix. That's it, good to go. Now you've got 38 grams protein on your way to work, 350 something calories. Lovely. But anyway, you actually get heaps too. And I didn't even put any ice, and 250 skim milk is not that much. We'll give it a little taste test. Little ranking out of 5. It's good shit, eh? 4.3 out of 5. I can't go wrong with berry smoothie, eh? Especially the peanut butter. I forgot to add secret ingredient. If you dust a little bit of cinnamon in there before you blend it, adds a little bit of something, you know? A little bit of kick, but that one's optional and it doesn't add any calories. So beautiful. Let's hit some lunch. Is that comfy boy? That's his favorite spot. It's so funny, like sometimes he like curves around it. Hey. Little side note, some people ask like, where does all the food go? What do you do with it all? We pretty much eat, me and Cameron cooks like 95% of it. This is my office, but we had to get a second fridge just because, and it only just came yesterday, so it's a little empty. We're just running out of room in the main fridge because we just make so much food and content and stuff that often we just need more space. So there you go. You tired, boy? Look how tired he is. If you're ever like stressed or not in a good mood or something, give your dog a hug and a pat and you're instantly in a better mood. And if you don't have a dog, get a dog. Word to the wise, don't get a husky unless you got a lot of time on your hands and you have a lot of patience. They're literally the hardest dogs to train in the world. Anyways, cool story, Alex. Let's make some lunch. We're going with some chicken fried rice today because you motherfuckers been saying, you guys just eat the same shit all the time. And I'm like, yeah. You're right, we do. We're gonna change it for you today. So I actually got this idea off one of our clients' meal plans as well because I was stuck in the loop of eating chicken wraps and chicken sangers, and there's nothing wrong with that. For this, you're gonna need some rice, you're gonna need some honey, soy, and garlic sauce, you're gonna need some chicken, you're gonna need some stir-fry mixed veggies. I personally rate the Chinese style because the only thing I don't really love is green beans, but broccoli is good, carrot, onion, capsicum, baby corn, all good shit. The way that I'm gonna do it and recommend is a little bit more accurate for weighing stuff out. If you're doing this for meal prep, it doesn't really matter too much. And I am actually gonna cook 3 days worth, which I also recommend because then you only gotta cook like twice a week. It's really handy. So we've got 600 grams tenderloins. I'm gonna do 200. I'm gonna show you for the lower calorie day, which is 1600 calories, you're only gonna use 150 of this. So you actually get a little bit more out than 3 days. We're gonna cook the whole pack and then per day, 100 grams. So this whole thing's 500. So I'm gonna use about 300 of this for myself. Of course, if you wanna cook for longer, you can do 400, 4 days, 500 for 5 days. I personally wouldn't leave chicken in the fridge longer than like 3 days. So I think anything longer than 3, you're fucking pushing it. I'm gonna do the chicken, the veggies, the sauce, the eggs in the pan. And then on the day, I just do microwave rice. So you can either do a cup or jasmine rice pouch, which I'll go through in a minute. So I'll just whack these in however. I agree with Cameraman Cooks. We were saying like, because we're putting this on, would you still season it? But we both agree that like always season your chicken. So I'm just doing a bit of garlic powder, whack that on top. Not too much because there's already garlic in here. And then a bit of smoked paprika as well. Just makes it taste better. There we go. And then, because I'm gonna make this into 3 meals, right at the end, just because it doesn't need much, I'm gonna do 3 whole eggs and just mix that in. So about an egg each day, and then divide that into 3, and then rice cups for whenever I want to eat it. If you wanted to put it all together, is you could cook your rice separate and then just divide that, figure out how much you need and then whack it in there. But I just personally think the rice cups they're just easier. Highly recommend for times like this when I didn't buy the dice breast, get yourself a pair of just chicken scissors and just only use them for chicken. It is honestly godsend. Like this saved my salmonella checks so many times because there's nothing worse. Raw chicken on a board. You gotta wash like knives, hands, boards, fuck that. Just use this and then you only gotta wash one thing. All right, by the way. Maybe. No, we're not scratching it. We're saying maybe you did.
I didn't scratch it.
I didn't say shit. I'm just saying if it's scratched, why?
I mean, it was already scratched tonight.
I didn't scratch it. I didn't use the tongue.
Anyways, about 150 grams per meal. So we're going in with about 450 grams or roughly half the bag. Whack her in, mate. Highly recommend defrosting it first before you chuck it in if it's from frozen. But because we just bought it, it kind of defrosted on the drive home, so I just threw it straight in. We're gonna whack this on now and then the egg in last, I think. So gonna go about 300 grams to make 3 meals. Just lather it and hopefully that's 300. Fuck, he's done that before, eh? Close enough, good to go. This is actually not too bad cows either. Per 100 grams, 320 kilojoules, which what's that, like 80 cows or something? 70, 80 cows?
Yeah.
Sweet, mix that around. Let it all soak in. Let the veggies just fry up a little bit more. So that's pretty much good to go. Just gonna let that simmer for a bit. And then what we'll do is you'll just divide that into 3 meals. And then each day, like I said before, you can either cook your own rice or you can just whack one of these long grain rice cups in the microwave and you're good to go. So the day I'm gonna show 1600 calories. And then if you wanna make it 2000 calories, what we're gonna do with that is we'll swap it for a whole pouch jasmine rice. So you're basically just doubling the rice. So if you are gonna cook it yourself, you'll do 125 grams for 1 cup, or you do 250 grams for 2 cups. If you were bulking and you got lots of calories, because I do get a few people ask about bulking meals, all you want to do is you're kind of eating similar meals, you're just bulking the calories up, depending on how many you need. So something you could do with this meal, which would taste insane to get the calories up, is cashews. And then it's like a proper stir fry, and you could load 60 grams of cashews in that, 20 grams each meal, or 90, 30 in each meal, whatever you want. Increase the fats, it will taste insane, and it will barely increase the volume. So that's a prime example of like, when you hear people saying like, eat this if you're bulking, eat this if you're cutting, like there's no like such thing as like a bulking food and like a cutting food, but there is more calorie dense stuff and less. And if you're bulking, you probably want this, and if you're cutting, you probably want this. So that's a prime example of like, if you are trying to lose fat, that's a meal where you would add cashews to it and make it like a chicken cashew stir fry, but that is also how you'd rack the calories up really fast. So simply just not having them, it's going to be way better. Again though, to be honest, this tastes really good without egg. So if you wanted to keep the calories down a little bit more, you could just take the egg out, and then each meal you'll lower the calories by about 75, because each egg is around 75 calories. But we're going to pop this in. So we're going to go 3 whole eggs and just scramble them and then put them on there. If you're not a fan of this, you can boil them as well and just put them on the side. That also tastes pretty good, I personally think. But anyway, I'm going to whack these in just on the side, give them a little scramble. But if you wanted it to be more like fried rice, you would add the rice in and mix it all through together. But this is just the simple way to do it. If you're serious about your fat loss goal and you want to track your calories and stuff like that, you don't have to do everything like this, but it does make it easier with tracking your calories and following a plan and stuff like that. I'm not saying you can't follow authentic recipes and stuff, or not authentic but more complex, but you have to keep in mind the more ingredients added into the meal, like it does become like more time consuming. And that is literally why we generally eat such similar meals ongoing. It just makes it so much easier, and I personally enjoy it, like for my lifestyle. Gone through multiple different phases in my fitness career, you could call it, and honestly when I look back, probably the times where I was like eating just different stuff all the time, tracking everything, was like the hardest. I'd probably say I was the most inconsistent. Or also I did that when I was so young and I had no responsibilities. Like that was all I did, was go to work and track and train. Like I didn't have really any other responsibilities. So anyway, fried eggs all done, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to mix this all in together now. You could do that in the first place, but that just makes it less runny if you cook it on the side first and mix it all in. Definitely going to be some people that know how to cook saying that looks like shit, but I think it looks good.
For our standards.
For our standards. And that's the thing, oi, come on. I mean, not everyone's a fucking master chef. Fuck that, Gordon would be proud, eh? Like, I've actually had this meal quite a bit. It is good. What I also like to do, this is where you can just like slight variations. So let's say you make that super simple meal prep a few weeks in a row or whatever. Instead of microwave rice, you can get udon noodles or the rice noodles like these. The calories are only a little bit more than 1 cup, like these. Vermicelli. How the fuck do you say that? It sounds Italian, but it ain't. Anyway, you get these rice noodles and they're elite. Or you can get like the thick udon noodles. You just literally boil it for like 3 to 4 minutes, and you pop that in with this instead of rice, and it's bomb. for tracking, the most accurate way is going to be to weigh it out and get each amount the same. But because I'm just going to eat it every day, I'm just going to eyeball it. And if one of them's like 50 calories more than the other, it'll even out across the week. And that's another bonus of like eating same stuff for a whole week. It'll balance out. Doesn't matter if you slightly off. But if I'm eating that today, something else tomorrow, something else the next day for lunch, always chopping and changing, then you do have to be more precise with your daily calories, because otherwise it'll go over what you think it is. Anyway, so the way I do it is I just go like one big ass scoop in there, one, get that broccoli in there. There we have it. And we're gonna pair that up with rice and we're good to go. For an Arvo snack, we have a couple options, but what I highly recommend for this meal plan, we're going with a simple piece of fruit, something like a mandarin, apple, kiwi fruit, whatever floats your boat, and then a Paul's, you don't have to go banoffee pie, but this flavor is elite. Banoffee protein yogurt. This is 98 calories, 15 protein. So together, we're looking at like 150 calories-ish, 15 grams of protein. Personally, for snacks, and we find this pretty much across the board with, I want to say like all clients, 99% of clients, minimal prep, well, ideally no prep is going to be the best way to go. So this, you could just grab it, throw it in your work bag, or in between lunch and dinner, if you're at home, just grab it, eat it, do whatever you need to do and you're good to go. Or even if you're on the go and you work near like a Coles or Woolies or IGA or even a Servo, you can get this stuff. You can just grab that and you're sweet. And it's going to stop you smashing, 500 calorie muffin or something like that. So that is one good option. Now there's another option, same calories, more protein. Arla protein puddings, 152 calories, 20 grams of protein. These are honestly my favorite. Right now, my go-to snack in the Arvo is this. It's the best thing ever. We also have Wicked Sisters, a little bit more calories, 15 grams protein again, 165 calories. So the Arla is better macros for sure. But a couple options there. That's what I'd highly recommend doing. You can also go like a RTD protein shake if you really want more protein and just something on the go. We found these bad boys the other day, 180 calories, so a little bit more, but 31 grams of protein. But this one, the whole shred and burn thing, a couple notes on that. First of all, I wouldn't have this in the Arvo. So again, don't use this for an Arvo snack because it has caffeine and green tea extract. So it does have like a decent chunk of caffeine in it, which means it will impact your sleep quality. So you don't want to have this in the Arvo, but maybe in the morning or in between break and lunch, this could be a good little snack if you wanted to. Side note on that one, because a lot of people ask me about this, what about like shred protein powders, fat loss protein powders, that type of stuff? Like, should I get one of those if I'm cutting? How we're talking about before, cutting and bulking, there's not really a difference. It's just marketing, to be honest. All they're doing is whacking shred and burn and then putting like a tiny bit of caffeine in it and calling it shred and burn. That would be like Rockaby's espresso. This has got more caffeine and the same amount of protein, a little bit more calories, but that would be like them just writing like shred and burn Rockaby protein shake or fat blaster protein shake. It's just marketing and it's just caffeine in it. And there's actually way more caffeine in this one than this one as well. So just something to keep in mind, because even with the protein powders, like the scoop that we use for brekkie, they do that as well. They write stuff like that. It's just marketing. Just look for the calories and the protein, but any good whey protein isolate or concentrate is going to be similar calories. Isolate has a little bit less, concentrate calories have a little bit more because they got a little bit more carbs and fats, but not by much. Nothing you need to worry about. Anyways, let's make dinner. We're gonna make dinner, finish the meal prep, show you dessert, and then show you exactly how to increase, decrease calories. But then we're gonna go train. So we're gonna have a little bit of Celsius. And we're saying, there's a challenge that like you open a can with one hand? Is that a thing? Or am I tripping? Yeah, it's like how fast can you do it? But like, that's actually hard, unless you put it here. That's easier. That's easy, but wait, try do it with one hand. See if you can do it. Hold it like up in the air and try and do it. That's actually...
I guess you gotta have like...
long ass nails.
Yeah. Nah, I'm scared because if I like pop it and it just goes there.
That's a good challenge. You'll give it a try. Oh, this flavor's elite, hey? Mango lemonade. Celsius. So we're going some hard shell tacos. For the 1600 calorie day, we're doing 3. For the 2000 calorie day, we're doing 4. So very, very simple. So if you live with your partner or your husband or wife, vice versa, simple stuff. You can eat the same foods. You just probably have to increase and decrease the amount slightly depending on what you're on. Because we do have a lot of partners that coach with us, husband and wife. What are you laughing at?
What you say is just funny.
Why? How is that funny?
Because you said husband or wife or vice versa.
Yeah, I meant like if you're the husband cooking for the wife, or maybe you're the wife cooking for the husband, or whatever.
You said it, husband or wife, and then you said vice versa, and so it's like a full loop.
I'm lost. Anyways, fucking hell, another day with cameraman cooks and fucking AG. So all you're gonna need, some hard shell tacos. You can do the soft shell ones, by the way, the mini tortillas, if you prefer those. Similar calories, taste pretty bomb to be honest, so you can mix it up. They also do the mix packs, hey, hard and soft together, so you can mix it up if one of you likes it soft and the other likes it hard. And then I didn't say it, but now I've said it, so fuck. Anyways, and then we're gonna need some mozzarella, shredded cheese, and then we're gonna need extra mince taco seasoning, lettuce. You can put other salads on top too. I would personally do like lettuce and tomato, but I think we're just going lettuce today. We're gonna do 1 full pack of extra lean mince, same as the chicken, and then we're gonna divide this into 3 meals. So you're good for 3 days worth, which will give you about 166 grams per meal. If you are cooking for 2 people, I'd probably do a kilo and then it'll last you longer. If you want 4 tacos, you're still gonna be able to use the same amount of mince, put in there, or you can up it to 200 grams of mince and it fits nicely as well. But anyways, let's get the mince going, mate. Fun fact, me and Cook's been making videos together for, well, not consistently. Cook's helped me make my first YouTube video ever.
So
It's
bad.
the worst video ever.
Yeah, you were like, oh, this is sick, man. Fuck, watch it back.
Yeah, please don't go and watch it. Eh? We're like literally nearly 7 years ago, me and Cooks made our first YouTube video. And yeah, and now we're just here talking shit. And still making shit vids. If you want a tip for life, just be consistent, eh? For real though, we always talk about this. If you have a goal or any, whether it's fat loss, like business goal, relationship goal, whatever, if you can just be consistent and don't quit, and you will eventually hit that goal. Like if your goal is to, you know, get in shape and stay in shape forever, then you're gonna have to be consistent in the gym at least weekly. Every now and then if you have a week off, like no biggie, but you can't just like train for a bit, then don't train for a week. Train, then don't train for a month, then, because you'll never get anywhere. But the more you do it, the better you get, the more you enjoy it. So you just consistently compound this almost effect of like, you consistently do it and you don't stop doing it, consistently do it, you're gonna get better faster. And also the better you get at it, the more you enjoy it. It's like with anything, I think. Like with anything, I think.
I understood what you're saying.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. So, I'm gonna whack on 1 whole pack taco seasoning. Also, okay, little side note, here we go. Mad tangent coming up, mad rant, nah, just kidding. Something to think about. I understand the whole like, you have to be careful of the sodium intake because the average diet is probably too high in sodium, for sure. Because I've done this as well, ages ago. So this is not me fucking on my high horse. This is just generally like something to think about. If you catch yourself being like, oh, there's a lot of sodium in that, but then in like the same day or the same thought being like, I need a hydration supplement, they're almost the same thing. It's actually insane. And it's something I've done a lot of research on recently because hydration is becoming massive in the supplement industry. Like hydration, electrolytes, you've probably seen it. There's brands starting just a full hydration brand and they're just growing like crazy, getting massive. It's mainly just salt. When you think about it, that's crazy. There's companies that just put sodium, which is salt, in a can and sell it for like $6 and make it taste good, and then just really good marketing and branding, which, hey, like I'm not hating on it or whatever. If it makes you drink more fluid, you'll get more hydrated, sweet. But a lot of the times with, you know, high intensity sports, running, marathon prep, MMA, that type of stuff where you're sweating a ton, you want to be hydrating, of course, with a lot of water, but to help that, you want electrolytes. One of the main electrolytes is sodium, and in hydration supplements, sodium is the prime. It's like 90% of the supplement. It's the same as like salt, something about it. Because I see so many people worrying about the sodium or saying like that food's high in sodium or that meal has too much sodium, but the same people then will be like, what electrolyte should I get? What hydration supplement should I be using because I work out for an hour? And it's like backwards thinking. But I did that too before I actually went down the rabbit hole of hydration and electrolyte, which is pretty fascinating. But fuck, this is completely done now. That is going to be enough for 3 days worth. Also, if you're on less calories, you could make that into 4 meals with 125 grams of extra lean mince per meal. That's ideal. Little meal prep hack. You are like me and you forget a lot of shit. We're going to weigh this mince out, and because it's for 3 days, so the best thing about this meal, in my opinion, the tacos, is that's all we need to do. And then each night, we're going to reheat that fresh so it tastes warm, better. Smack it in the tacos, put your fresh lettuce, any other salads on top you want, and you're good to go. It's only going to take, you know, a couple minutes. I'm going to weigh out all of this mince now. And this is what I was saying before about being as accurate as you want with your tracking. This just makes it way easier. Of course, like I said, if you are eating the same stuff all the time, I could eyeball this. That's no dramas, because then my weekly calories will be the same. If you are cooking for multiple people or you just like to be super accurate, we'll just call that 480 divided by 3. Quick math. Who's got it? 160. What did you say? 123?
Yeah, see?
160.
Quick,
True. Then from there, what we do, I write the date on. So then I'll just grab this, that'll be for later, pop the date on, and then we can go 160 Gs. You're good to go. So then tomorrow, when you weigh it, for dinner, you're like, how much was I meant to do again? 160 Gs. It's actually very close to the cooked weight because of the taco seasoning and the water, but generally for other meats as well, it will shrink down into less because of science and shit. Fill these puppies up. And then top it with some cheese. when you go to eat it, which I'll be doing soon, and then a bit of salsa. Just, you get 30 grams of this, which is a good amount, but basically a teaspoon on top, 20 grams of cheese, which is not too bad. Just sprinkle it over the top, let it melt in, good to go. That's the tacos ready to roll, minus the cheese and the salsa, which I'm gonna add on when I eat it fresh. If you've watched any of my other vids, think you know by now, it comes to this channel for shit that works, you know, as me and cooks like to say, shit that works, it's simple, and hopefully you're actually gonna do, because me and cooks have watched so many vids, recipes, and you see them, and they look so good, but then you look at the ingredient list or something, you're like, well, how long it takes to make, and I'm like, I'm actually not gonna make that, even though it probably tastes really good. Or maybe it's one of those things you just make once in a blue moon when you can be bothered. And every time we do, halfway through, we're like, fuck this. It just takes too long, hey. That's just us though. If you've got a lot of time on your hands, of course, you can make anything. But I think one of the biggest reasons that people don't succeed with their fast goals or stick to it is because of time, because you just have other priorities and shit that you need to stick to, which is fair. I mean, family, work, all that stuff. The most common thing ever. Why we always say make it as simple as possible for yourself. Make it as efficient as you can, as least time consuming, all this type of stuff, and you'd be good to go. So like I said, that really, other than me and cooks talking shit, cooking the chicken and cooking the mince took combined 20 minutes for 3 days worth of food. 3 days worth of meals, I should say. And then the smoothie, 60 seconds. So you could 20 to 25 minutes if you do that twice a week. That's under an hour per week for tasty meals that's high protein, low calorie. So you're good to go. And that's how I would, well, that's not how I'd recommend it, that's how I would do it. For the fried rice, you can of course mix this all in together. You get a lot though. This is only around 500 calories as well, and like 50 something protein, which is so good. For the most important meal of the day, we are having a bullet split, nice and simple. We get 3 flavors in there, 93 calories each, and they do taste absolutely bomb. We never skip dessert. This plan here, if I take away one of the tacos, 1,608 calories with 147 grams of protein. And this also includes the cheese and the salsa on top of the tacos. There's a good amount of protein. There's tons of nutrients because we have a lot of fruit, a lot of veggies going on, and it's very simple and quick to make, which is the key. So all of this food here, you're looking at around 20-ish minutes, 25 minutes twice a week. So you're looking at maybe 40, 50 minutes of cooking in total. Fuck all really, isn't it? So like I was saying, if we want to increase the calories of this, super simple. The first option is for dinner, we're going to add a 4th taco. For lunch, instead of 1 rice cup, you're going to do 2 or 1 full pouch of jasmine rice. That's personally what I'd recommend. And then you just need another piece of fruit. So we're going to go 2 mandarins. That will bump it to 2,000 calories with 163 grams of protein. That's how simple it can be. So like saying, if maybe you and your partner are doing this, you can easily increase like that whilst eating the same food. Or you could follow the exact thing and then you could add another 400 calorie meal, which is also a great option. And if it was me, for that 400 calorie meal, I would probably do a Ninja Creamy, to be honest. Or you could add like a whole overnight Wheat Bix meal as well. So then you have that for breakfast, the smoothie in between breakfast and lunch. Like that's a lot of food for only 2,000 calories. And that would be more than 160 protein. So hopefully that helps. Give this a try. Copy this day, tweak it to however you like. If you don't know what your calories should be, I'll leave my calculator in the description for you. And yeah, happy days. Bob's your uncle. Enjoy. See you later. If you like this video, I reckon you'll like this one too. If you hated it, soz. See ya.